Hey everybody, we're back. It's Wednesday, and that means...
It's New Comic Book Day.
And this time we're going to review X-Men 92, number 1, from the Secret Wars arc. And, wow, this is a very long comic.
Yeah, super long.
Yeah, lots and lots of words, lots of dialogue, word bubbles take up like half the page in some panels. But I basically really liked this comic.
And this is X-Men 92, so it is the 1992 version of X-Men, which is very awesome to see. You don't have, it's a little bit more fun and quirky as opposed to the sleek, cool looking X-Men that's been coming out. So that's kind of a refreshing change, kind of get back to the old X-Men.
Yeah, and it seems like, as opposed to being directly related to the X-Men comics from the 90s, it's related to the X-Men television show from the 90s, or the Saturday morning cartoon X-Men. Just from some of the things that they mention in dialogue and some of the events of the comic, particularly the fight at the mall, that is directly related to the season premiere, the series premiere of the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah, when they first find Jubilee.
Yeah, that is totally, so I'm thinking this is...
Yeah, it was very much like...
Yeah. So basically, this is, of course, Secret Wars, and it's on Battle World, and it's on the X-Men 90s island of Battle World. And in this area, Senator Kelly, who is very anti-mutant in basically every version of the X-Men, he's kind of come around a little bit. He's Baron Kelly in this, first of all. He's not Senator, he's Baron Kelly, so he's kind of the leader of this area. But he's kind of come around to see, okay, not all mutants are bad. And he's trying to discontinue the Sentinel program.
Yeah, but unfortunately for the X-Men, some of the Sentinels were made specifically to be able to hide. And so they haven't been able to find them until they attack a mutant.
Yeah.
And so they're at the mall and they all get attacked.
Yeah. And they come out of it unscathed. Really quick fight. Totally successful. But afterwards, Senator Kelly shows up and he's like, look guys, I'm really sorry. This wasn't supposed to happen. We're trying to get this under control. Please accept my apologies. And while they're talking, he tells them about this place called Clear Mountain.
And it's kind of a place where the evil mutants who were attacking each other and attacking the world can kind of go to rehabilitate. So it's almost like a kind of, if you parallel it with today, it would be like a psychological center, somewhere where people go because they recognize they need help and they could come back as productive members of society.
Now, Clear Mountain reminds me a lot of, what is it, Muir Island in the old X-Men comics? I think that's, I'm probably getting the name wrong. If I am, just let me know in the comments. But it reminds me of that, where it was kind of billed as this sanctuary for mutants, but it was actually much more insidious. I think they were, in the cartoon, I think they were enslaving the mutants is what they were doing there. And that's not exactly what's going on Clear Mountain, but it's not as up and up as what Cassandra Nova wants us to think, or wants the mutants to think.
And there's different phases, and it all seems legit, but you just know something's wrong. But there's like different phases. One where they're by themselves and they figure out how to control their anger, and then they're one-on-one with somebody else, and then they get a group setting where they're in groups, and then the fourth one is in their mind. And of course she offers to demonstrate it with them, which should have been a giant red flag. Yeah. No, don't go.
But the twist is she doesn't let Jubilee participate in the mind field. Yes. And this whole issue, Jubilee's been like, hey, can I go on the next mission? Can I go on the next mission? Can I go on the next mission? And
look, I'm beating you guys. Can I go on the next mission?
Yeah. And Cyclops is always shooting her down, but she gets to go along, but she doesn't get to participate in the mind field, so she's the only one who's basically still free.
Yeah.
I want to talk for a minute about the art in this. The art was absolutely amazing, partly because it was a throwback to the 90s, which, I had a major fanboy, experience reading this, but it was, the old 90s costumes with the big shoulder pads and the big hair, but the style of art was a little more modern, so it was kind of an amalgam. But it was also very 90s in that there was copious amounts of dialogue.
Yes. lots and lots. But you know, on the one hand, yeah, there's a lot to read. There's not as much art because there's so many speech bubbles. But on the other hand, you're not confused because you've got enough dialogue and information to be able to keep up with the story without anything being skipped.
Yeah, there's a lot of exposition, you know, not word bubbles, but the little information bubbles there. So when Cassandra Nova is introduced, you get a nice little paragraph on who she is.
Yes.
So there is literally no confusion whatsoever. Like, remember reading, you know, DC's Convergence, going, what the hell is going on? Well, that was definitely not a problem in X-Men 92. I think that's pretty much it for this review. We'll be back with another review in a few minutes. But if you did read X-Men 92 #1, let us know in the comments, what did you think?
And don't forget to like and subscribe. And on Fridays we do a Topic of the Week video, so if you have any suggestions for that, put that down in the comments below and we'll look through them and choose the one we think we can make the best video for.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.